Hello and welcome. My name's Aerith, and this is my 20-week progress report. Last week, I was at about 940,000 GP, and this week I've had a massive jump up to 1.5 million GP. Now, the reasoning for that is because I ended up investing into the Beskar Armor Mando bundle, as well as the Secrets and Shadows, which is the Rebel bundle, that Lightspeed bundle that came out. With those being bought, and all of these characters being my first relic characters, I was able to upgrade to unlock the Mandalorian, and I have also gotten to the point where I have the ability, when it loads, to also unlock Admiral Thrawn, Commander Luke Skywalker, and bring this ship, the Chimera, up to 5 stars. Now, I'm not going to work on that in this video in order to keep this a little bit shorter. I will make a separate video for that. I recently gotten, because of the Mando because of the Mando bundle, Lightspeed bundle, I ended up being able to unlock Chewbacca. He's only at 5 stars, and I need to upgrade my bounty hunters a little bit more in order to get him to 6 and 7 stars. So that'll be something that I work on, but my entire farming plan has adjusted slightly because of the characters that I've unlocked. So we're going to look at that and see where I am and what my adjustments are going to be. So shard farming then and now hasn't really changed too much, because I'm still going for these characters. I'm still going for those ships. Regardless of Queel being Relic 5, I still need the 7-star TIE Bomber, which isn't that far. Only 80 shards, 79 shards. We're getting there. Now, 8th brother, I'm also farming him daily. Not as far, but we're definitely making progress, as well as the BLT Y-Wing. So those 3 ships are going to make progress, but since I've completed Mother Talzin and Night Sister Zombie, that saves a lot of energy, where I was previously using it specifically just for gear. I will now be using it more for Jango Fett and Bosk, because I need Bosk, and Jango Fett's node is the one that unlocks the Hound's Tooth. Now, I haven't gotten many shards of that. I've literally just started farming that today. So I got 2 shards today, and then 5 shards from one of the previous events. Before my Lightspeed bundles, these were the teams that were my best teams. But we'll get to that in a moment. I'm still farming BT1, I'm still farming SWGOH, I'm still aiming for Dr. Afro to be my first major character that I'm rushing. So I'm still going for that. I've just finished Darth Talon, so my turning is towards T3M4, as well as splitting towards signal data, so that when I do get my Santa and BT1, SWGOH, Darth Vader, all of these characters up to relic levels, then I can have a little bit of signal data built up already. Trying to plan ahead. Not completely successful, but trying to. Excuse me. All of these ship farms and the next phase, all of this, these are all the farms that I was planning to do, but that is adjusted ever so slightly. So this is now what I've updated my farming path towards. As you can see, I'm still aiming for these ships. I'm still aiming for the same ships later as well, and I'm definitely focusing more on Bosk and Django. I got to get that Houndstooth up to 7 stars. Some people might go asking, well, why haven't you just unlocked the Finalizer bundle or the SLKR bundle? Those are not. Those are still available. The reason why I'm not going to go after these bundles is because bloat is the first thing, right? Because I don't really need these first order characters. I don't want to go towards the first order SLKR, right? So this is all just going to be bloat that I would not be using. So I'm not going to invest in that. And the other reason is I've gone above my budget, so I'm not going to be investing in any more money, at least for the next couple of months, until I am back on budget. Things outside of life are more important than paying for games and playing playing to get ahead with stuff like that. So moving on, these are all ship nodes, as well as the Darkside 7D, which is Palpatine's shuttle. So always farm a ship. Make sure you get those ships up to 7 stars. So I've been told a million times, they will be extremely important in the long term. Next, 5-man finisher teams. These two are definitely needed for Afra. She's needed for Star Killer. I believe she is the only one who is not quite at 7 stars. See, so she is for Galen Merrick or Star Killer. And then, obviously, nobody has the relic levels, but when they're all farmed up, she will also be extremely useful on the Palpatine team, even before Star Killer gets unlocked. Captain Rex, since I unlocked these Lightspeed bundles, it'll be very important that Captain Rex gets put onto my Phoenix team, so I gotta farm him up to 7 stars, get him up there. Admiral Piet is also going to be replacing Iden Versio in the long term, as well as could be thrown into a Palpatine team. Just very important to get Admiral Piet up. He's also a requirement for Executor. That ship is also going to be very important in the long term as well. The next phase is Saw Gerrera. I am sprinting through this. I'm trying to sprint through it at least. Saw Gerrera is a requirement for Cal Kestis. So is Seer Jinda. Darth Nihilus will be needed in my Sith Triumvirate team, which I have Darth Talon. I have multiple Sith already at 7 stars. I'm suffering with credits. But if we go down here to Sith for a minute, Traya doesn't seem like she's very far, but we are stepping up in our raids, so she will be farmed a lot faster really soon. Darth Sion, obviously his ship is going to, or his node is a ship farm, which is Kylo. Yeah, I mean, they're pilots. It's a ship. Better get the ship and out of the way. And I'm probably going to need that Kylo team for Rey if I'm going to get Jedi Master Luke in the long term. That being said, it's not a priority. I already mentioned I'm over budget, so we'll just skip by that. So Darth Talon, Savage Opress, already down up to 7 stars. Get Nihilus. Darth Sion will be one of the ship nodes, so I'm going to farm him. So might as well get Nihilus up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Traya, 5. I also have Palpatine, who synergizes very well with the Sith, as well as Vader. So that'll give me a couple of options. Kind of just want that Sith Triumvirate team. I've heard that they're also very good as Galactic Legends killers, so maybe I can use that to punch up, kill some Galactic Legends in time. My intention for this roster is not as much to hunt towards Galactic Legends, but to develop teams that can take on other really powerful teams or Galactic Legend level teams. Bastila Shan, Jolie, those two are required for Jedi Revan, and Jedi Revan, as well as Cal Kestis and Jedi Cal. make a really good team, so might as well work on them. Before my Lightspeed bundles, these were my best teams. Biggs was at gear 7, 8, possibly up to gear 10. But Relic or Vader, bringing him up to Relic levels, as well as Sanastaros, that was the highest level character I had. My Hunters, not really up higher than gear 8. My Lazarus ladies, still sitting there around gear 10. Gear 11, 501st, 600 Legion because of 99 Squadron and Wrecker. My Familiars, only around gear 8 to 10. Haven't really touched my Jedi. So these were like my strongest teams and the teams that I was starting to bring up, right? So didn't really get my team completely brought up here. Was just starting to bring them up. Got them most of my team here up to 7 stars. Upcoming stuff, right? But these were all my strongest teams. That being said, after getting the Lightspeed bundles, these are my strongest teams. So we have Phoenix, which Captain Rex is about 5 stars with the amount of shards that he has right now. But I got to bring him up to 7 stars. Once I have him up to 7 stars, then I've got to bring him up to relics as soon as possible, get his Zeta applied, and get him to transform this team into whatever it's supposed to be. Next, Rebel Sympathizers. Cara Dune, I love that I don't have to farm her. Lando Calrissian, he's a requirement for Jedi Knight Luke. He synergizes really well with Sanastaros from what I've seen. Only when I go into the team, it's this here. Right? He's both a rebel and a scoundrel, as well as the 2 Hans. Gonna bring Captain Han up a little bit. Gotta bring him up to relic levels anyway for Jedi Knight Luke. Dash and Go. I was just starting to farm up Dash. I had him at 7 stars, but I used up a ton of credits to unlock him at 7 stars, and then I used a whole bunch more credits to bring him up to level 85 so that my Queel and IG-11 would have something to work with. Hondo Anaka, kind of a plug-and-play character, but I hear that he's going to go really good with the Scoundrel team, so I might as well throw him in there. And when I get the credits, bringing the Beskar Mando up as well will be very effective, since I also have his ship up at 5 stars. Yes, 5 stars. So that bringing some levels up on Beskar Mando, bringing some gear up and everything like that will actually help his ship to be better as well. Moving on, Bounty Hunters. Haven't unlocked Bosk yet, but I think this is one of the better synergy teams. And then because I will have Jango Fett, that would make 9 Bounty Hunters that I have, which would be an awkward number. So in order to add to that, I'm adding Fennec Shand. At least she's the one that I plan to farm for now, partly because her node farms a ship. If you'll notice, I will try to wrap my farming around the importance of ships, so that I am farming a ship node at some point or another. Due to the fact that I've been unlocking all of the characters out of the Cantina shop that I needed. I don't need Han anymore. Chopper is complete. Pow is complete. I don't need Biston unless I wanted for his ship. But I really don't care for Biston's ship. I don't have anything farmed up for Biston's ship. Regardless, all of these characters are farmed up. I'm not going towards SLKR. I'm not going towards Galactic Legend Rey. I'm not going towards Jabba. She's useless. I'm not farming a Jawa team. So what do I go for? I'm going to go for the ship. I'm going to go for the ship partly because having a ship is always going to be effective, as well as once I get this ship up to 7 stars, ship shards are going to be of more value to me for the shard shop. That being said, if I'm going to unlock the ship, it would be completely useless ship if I'm not going to at least unlock the pilots that are required for it. So I'm definitely farming K2SO, Cassian Andor. I already have POW up to 7 stars, so I might as well farm Jyn Erso. And then since I'm going to need Saw Gerrera anyway, I will use this weird Rogue One team with Saw Gerrera, and then unlock Mon Mothma and put these other Rebel fighters into the Mon Mothma team. I don't know if that's the perfect team or the most effective team. Frankly, doesn't really bother me right now. These are really, really high level characters. Relic 3, they're my strongest characters, so I'm just going to throw them in teams that will work. But more effective teams are going to be recommended for myself later on. And since I have Rebel Scout already at 7 stars farmed, I might as well go for my Mon Mothma. But I'm going to go for Saw first, and until I get Mon Mothma, I'll put Saw as the leader for my Rebel fighters. So I'm trying to plan these out so that at least that I can complete certain teams before I split them into secondary teams, right? Already been going for 15 minutes. I wanted to go get this to be a shorter video. So anyway, because I have so many relic characters that are not necessarily the most useful characters, but I don't want to make I don't want them to just be useless and sitting on my roster doing nothing. I'm going to farm extra Jedi so that I can throw Old Ben in it. Old Ben actually might be good on a Star Killer team. Didn't think of that earlier. But until I get Star Killer, I still need Basta Lashan, Jolie Bindo, and then Juhani is also going to be a Darth Revan required Jedi, so I might as well farm her up as well. So that way I'm not breaking up my Jedi team, or I don't have to steal Kyle Katarn out of one of those teams or breaking up this Jedi team. Then I have my secondary rebels, not the most useful rebels in my roster, but they will be a decent team. Admiral Akbar is not the most useless, but he has an okay rebel leadership. Not fantastic, but it's okay. He has a Grand Orima Omicron if I ever choose to do that, but not likely. And then we get back to the teams that I'm actually, that I actually started farming prior to Lightspeed bundles. We got my Lazarus ladies. Can't wait to get Marin up to 7 stars. I'll bring her up to gear 12. I know she's going to require Chirotechs, which will delay my Afra farm, but she will be so essential with this Shadow Stride. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to apply that Zeta immediately as well. Moving on, once I get Mara Jade up to 7 stars, then I have a decent Palpatine team up here. I could replace Darth Vader for Thrawn, or I could throw Grand Moff Tarkin in there. So I have options. 501st, because of the Lightspeed bundle, let's move over to ships for just a moment. Because of the Lightspeed bundle, how would I organize this in power? I have a lot of I have a relic team for my fleets, so I've been able to push further and further. I haven't quite gotten to the point where I can beat the fleet node 5E. It's been a little bit too difficult for... Come on, really? So anyway, anything past the normal fleet node 5E, I haven't been able to pass, partly because I don't put any time into understanding fleets. So perhaps I'm just not good enough and I'm doing it impractically. Part of it is because I don't have the Hound's Tooth to just soak up all of the damage that is there. So when I get the Hound's Tooth, when I get them actually up to decent levels, then I'll be able to eradicate the rest of them. So I'm hoping the sooner the better I can farm up Shock T, and then I can get my 501st team actually up and running. Wouldn't be the best one until I get gas, but Shock T is required for gas. Anyway, we have our familiars, and then we have our imps, the regular boring old imps, but we have pilots here. Can't forget the pilots. She's also a pilot, so we gotta take note of that. And then we have Skynet, our droids, and the bugs will always be required somewhere, so eventually I'm gonna have to farm them up. But they are very much been put on the sidelines. Anyway, this has been my farming plan, my farming guide. This has been the adjustments that I've had to make, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video when I unlock CLS, Thrawn, and the Chimera.